Dear students, Salam Alaikum. This video is about the second topic, which is the limits. So this is a very important topic. We'll be using it in two other chapters. One is for drawing graphs, and one is for calculating the basic derivatives, deriving, not exactly calculating, deriving the basic derivatives. So please concentrate on this topic. Now we'll be needing few results from algebra. The first thing is the two-term factorization, which you have seen in your previous chapter. X square minus a square is x minus a into x plus a. Here you have two terms. Here you have in the second case the three terms. A plus bx is the extra term, which is the cross term. X square plus a plus b bracket x plus ab, which is equal to x plus a into x plus b. The next concept we'll be using from algebra is the conjugate. The conjugate of a plus root b, square root of b is a minus square root of b. This plus becomes minus, and when you multiply a thing with its conjugate, you get an expression without the square root. So a multiplication by the conjugate helps you to remove the square root from part of the expression, not completely. Now the conjugate of a plus root b is a minus root b, a minus root b is a plus root b. Conjugate of this is this, conjugate of this is this. Conjugate of one is the other and the conjugate of other is the first one. Now you can put root first. Here we have put root second. So root a minus b, the conjugate is root a plus b. Root a plus b, the conjugate is root a minus b. And again you multiply, it helps you to remove the square root in a particular manner. Now we have some trigonometric roots also, not roots, the limits. Now limit x going to 0, sin ax by x is equal to a, where a is any number, negative, positive or 0. Limit x going to 0, tan ax by x is a. In your calculus, you always have to use radians. You cannot use degrees and other units in your calculator. Change to radians and remember sin 0 is 0, tan 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. Both in radians and degrees, but we are going to have to use radians because the radians is the natural setting for the calculus. Now we'll be doing something called one-sided limit, where you'll see numbers like a minus and a plus. Now this a minus means the number is less than x, a plus means the number is more than a. Plus means more, minus means less. The number can be negative or positive. Let's look at two examples. 4 minus. 4 minus means x is less than 4. 4 plus means x is greater than 4. A equal to minus 2. Now minus 2 minus is, this minus is your regular minus, this minus means less. So x is less than minus 2 and this plus means more. So x is greater than minus 2. A can be positive like 4, negative like minus 2, or it can be 1, 0. Now there are two kinds of limits, left limit and the right limit. Left limit comes when the number is less than a particular number. If it is more than that number, it is the positive. So we write a minus, that means x is less than a. If you write a plus, x is more than a. So you have the left limit and the right limit. Here there is no left, no right. That means both are there. Nothing means both in this case. So here the limit is left limit and the right limit. It includes both the left limit double L and the right limit RL. Now the value of the function at x equal to a is f of a. Sometimes it is not defined, but it is written as f of a. A function is said to be continuous at x equal to a if it satisfies three conditions. Left limit should be equal to right limit equal to value. So that's why we introduce the notion of left limit here and the right limit and the notion of value here. Now, if the left limit equal to right limit equal to value, then the function is said to be continuous. Otherwise, it is said not continuous and discontinuous. So much for the limits involving numbers. Now we also have limits involving infinity. Now infinity is like a big number. If you divide 1 by a big number, you will get almost 0, a small number, very close to 0. So 1 divided by x going to infinity is 1 divided by a big number is 0. 1 divided by a big negative number is also 0. So this limit is 0 and this limit is 0. Now if you divide 1 by a small number, you will get a big number. But you have to be careful. If that number is small number is positive, you will get plus infinity. If that small number is negative, you will get minus infinity. So if x is 0 minus, if it is less than 0, minus 0.0001, you will get a number like 10,000. So you will minus 10,000. Now it means it's a positive number, but a very small number, 0.0001, will get 10,000. That's it. These ideas will become clear when we do the questions. Now problem 1. Evaluate the limit x going to minus 1, 3x square full divided by 2x minus 1. Now just put the value x equal to minus 1. Put x equal to minus 1, 3 into minus 1 whole square, 2 into minus 1 minus 1. Minus 1 whole square is plus 1, 3 into 1 is 3. Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. 3 divided by minus 3 is minus 1. The limit is minus 1. See, there are no problems. In some questions, you'll have problems like 0 by 0, 1 by 0, then you have to worry. Problem 2. Evaluate the limit x square minus 36 divided by x minus 6, x going to 6. Now we just put the x equal to 6 and see what happens. 6 square minus 36 divided by 6 minus 6. 6 minus 6 is 0, so the down, which is the denominator, is 0. 6 square is 36, 36 minus 36 is 0, so numerator is also 0, denominator is also 0. Now you have to worry. Now you have to do something else. What you will be doing in almost all the problems is you will be cancelling something after factorization, or you will do some idea like conjugate. Now x square minus 36 is x minus 6 into x plus 6, because 36 is 6 square. Use your two-term factorization. Cancel x minus 6. X is close to 6. This is not 0. This is not 0. You cancel it. You get limit x going to 6 of x plus 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. See, x minus 6 is not equal to 0. We are close to 0, but you are not equal to 0. So you can cancel it. Yes. Now this problem is similar. Put x equal to minus 7. In this, you'll get 0 by 0. Again, think about the factorization. Whenever you have 0 by 0, think about the factorization. Now, x square minus 7 square is x minus 7 into x plus 7. Cancel the x plus 7, you'll get x minus 7. Minus 7 minus 7 is minus 14. Now we have this question. Evaluate the limit x minus 4 divided by square root of x plus 9 minus 5. Please remember, minus 5 is outside and x is going to plus 4. There is no minus in the limit. Now put x equal to 4. You will get again 0 by 0. Do all these calculations. 4 square plus 9 is 16 plus 9. 16 plus 9 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. You have 0 by 0. Think about conjugate or something. In this case, we have to discuss the conjugate. What's the conjugate? Now, this is your conjugate. Conjugate this minus 5 is plus 5. So put plus 5 up and plus 5 down. You have to multiply with 1. You cannot use any other number. 10 into 1 is 10. 10 plus 0 equal to 10. You can add 0 or you can multiply with 1. You cannot multiply with any other number. Same thing divided by same thing is 1. So you multiply with the 1. Now upstairs you have x minus 4 into bracket of this x square plus 9 under root plus 5. Now this is minus and there is a plus here. When you multiply the conjugate, look at page 1 of the notes. You will get this square minus this square. Now 5 square is 25. When you square the square root, you will get back the same expression. 9 minus 25 is minus 16. Now factorize this x minus 4, x plus 4. This x minus 4 will cancel here. You will be left with this. So this expression is identical to this expression. It looks different, but it will help you to avoid the 0 by 0 problem. Now take the limit. This expression you copy here. You are just changing this expression to this, not the value. Now put x equal to 4. You will get 10 by 8 equal to 5 by 4. Some people can get this in less steps. Some people need these many steps. I have written all the steps which are needed. Now let's do the fifth question. Now first put x equal to 6. 6 square minus 11, 36 minus 11, 25. Square root of 25 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. 6 minus 6 is 0. You have the 0 by 0 problem. So you have to use the conjugate. Now here what is it? Don't worry about x minus 6. Conjugate means square root should be there. This minus 5, the conjugate will be plus 5. Now multiply just like before. It is minus here, plus here. This means square minus square. 5 square. Now when you square the square root goes away. X square minus 11 minus 25, which is minus 36. You will get x minus 6 into x plus 6. Just remember, in all direct questions, everything will fit in very nicely. We'll have numbers like 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64. 64 is 8 into 8. 49 is 7 into 7. You'll have all these perfect squares. So this expression will become this. Now take the limit, put this expression here, put x equal to 6, you'll get 6 plus 6, 5 plus 5, 12 by 10 equal to 6 by 5. The two questions are very similar. They look different, but they are same, different numbers. Problem number 6 is just like that, but here we have the value minus 2. Read the questions very carefully. You'll again have 0 by 0. You'll multiply with the conjugate. I will not go into details because we have seen two questions. And again take the limit, you'll get minus 3 by 2. Again, this question is same as the last three questions. This is 3. Again, you'll get 0 by 0. Multiply with the conjugate. You'll get 8 by 6, which is 4 by 3. Just look at these questions. Read one question and do the three questions yourself. Evaluate the limit x going to 0 sine 3x by x. This I will do slowly because the other questions we had already discussed in the class. Now you have to use the rules from the first page. You cannot factorize sine 3x. So a equal to 3, capital A. So sine 3x by x, when the x goes to 0, the limit is 3. Please remember, we are using radians here and not degrees. If you have 5 here, it will become 5. If you have 6 here, it will become 6. Now evaluate the limit sine 5x by sine 2x. Now if you put x equal to 0, you will get 0 by 0. Sine 0 is 0, sine 0 is 0. 5 into 0 is 0, 2 into 0 is 0. So this is a 0 by 0 limit. What you do is, you have to relate it to the formula on the first page. Something like this. So what you do is, you divide with x, sine 5x by x and sine 2x by x. Divide up by x, down by x. C is like x. So a by b equal to a by c, full divided by b by c. Now once you have done this algebra here, you take the up limit separately and the down limit separately. Up limit is 5, down limit is 2, 5 by 2 is the answer. Don't do these questions orally, you should know what is happening here. Just don't write 5 by 2, you should know from where the 5 by 2 comes. Again, let's do one more question. Again, this is 0 by 0. What you do? Again, divide by x, sine 10x divided by x, sine 2x by x. You cannot cancel these x and the signs and write 10 by 2. It is wrong. Sine 10x is one function, sine 2x is one function. Now take the limit here, take the limit here. Here the limit is 10, here the limit is 2, here a is 10, here a is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now evaluate the limit sine 3x into tan 2x divided by x square. Now if you put x equal to 0, sine 0 is 0, tan 0 is 0, 0 square is 0, so it is 0 by 0. What you do? A by b divided by c by d equal to a by c into b by d. Now this x square is x into x, x into x, sine 3x into tan 2x. This is multiplication, this is x. Now take this limit separately, take this limit separately, just like your brackets. This limit, you know, it is on page 1, this limit is on page 1, this is 3, this is 2, 3 into 2 is 6. So these examples are sufficient for your trigonometric limits. Now you have another type of questions. You are given x going to 3, the limit of the function f of x is 5, and here you have g of x and the limit is 2. This x going to 3 and x going to 3 has to be same for both of them. Now you have to find the limit 10 times f of x plus 3 times g of x minus 8 divided by f of x minus g of x. And here you have square root of f of x plus 2 root gx. Let's look at the a part. Now what happens is you do it one at a time. Do f separately, do g separately. Look, 10 times limit f of x. Look at the question. 10 times f of x, you put the limit for f. Then you put the limit for g, here for f and here for g. Just copy the question and put the limit. One limit here, one limit here, one limit here, one limit here. 8 is a number, so you don't have to worry about it. Minus 8, just copy it. Now what's the limit? X going to 3f, it is 5, so 10 into 5. What's the limit for g? It is 2, 3 into 2, minus 8. 10 into 5 is 50, 3 into 2 is 6, minus 8. 50 plus 6 minus 8 is 56 minus 8, which is 48. Limit f is 5, limit g is 2, 5 minus 2 is 3, 48 divided by 3 is 16. That's all. You don't need calculators, there are no long calculations, these are short calculations. They just want you to test whether you understand how to do these limits. Just copy the limits from the question, there are no serious limits here. Now for the problem B, f plus 2g. Now this is square root. You take the limit inside, the square root is outside for the full thing. F plus 2g. Take limit f, 2 times limit g. F plus 2 into 5 plus 2 into 2, 5 plus 4 equal to 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Take only the positive square root in this type of question. Let's look at one more example of this type. Limit f is 9, limit g is 5, x going to 4, x going to 4 in the questions all over the place. Now what is it? 7f plus 2g minus 9 divided by f minus g. Now do the limit separately. 7f, 7 into 9 plus 2g, 2 into 5 minus 9. 7 into 9 is 63, 2 into 5 is 10 minus 9. 63 plus 10, 73 minus 9 is 64. 9 minus 5 is 4, 64 divided by 4 is 16. F plus 8g. Now how much is f plus 8g? F is 9, g is 5, 8 into 5, 40. 9 plus 40 is 49, square root is 7. That's all. These two questions are very similar. You should be able to do them. 12th and 13th question. Now evaluate the limit x going to infinity f5 plus 1x. Whenever you have addition subtraction, do one at a time. So this is equal to limit 5 x going to infinity. Now there is no x in this part of the question. So it is 5. Just copy the 5 there. If the number is 6 here, write 6 here. Now limit 1 by x, x going to infinity. 1 divided by a big number is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. Look at the results on page 2 for limit involving infinity. Evaluate the limit x going to infinity 1 minus 1 over x square. Now separate the 1 and separate the x square. Now how much is the power here? 2. Put the power 2 here outside the limit. 1 minus 0 square, 1 minus 0 equal to 1. Now let's look at the next question. Evaluate the limit x minus 1 divided by x plus 1, x going to infinity. Now what you do in this kind of questions is divide by x. Divide up by x, down by x. You'll get 1 minus 1 by x, 1 plus 1 by x. A by b divided by c up and c down is a by c full divided by b by c. You'll get 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. This question the limit is 1 minus 0. Here the limit is 1 plus 0. 1 divided by 1 is 1. And this is like combining the previous question. Now let's look at the 17th question. Again it is x square minus 1 divided by x square plus 1. Do not try to factorize, do it directly. Now divide with x square. The biggest power is x square. Divide x square up, x square down. You'll get 1 minus 1 by x square divided by 1 plus 1 by x square. Now take the up limit separately, down limit separately. This is 1 minus 0, 1 plus 0. Look at the previous two questions. 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 divided by 1 is 1. Now we have another type of limit. 5x square plus 8x minus 3 divided by 3x square minus 3x plus 2, x going to infinity. Sometimes it will be minus infinity, so read carefully. Again divide by x square, up and down. You will get 5 plus 8 by x minus 3 by x square, 3 minus 3 by x plus 2 by x square. Now take the limit up separately, down separately. X going to infinity, copy the number. Whatever number here you have 5, copy 5. Here you have 3, copy 3. 8 divided by a big number is 0. 3 divided by a square of a big number is again 0. We write minus 0. 3 divided by a big number is 0. 2 divided by a square of a big number is 0. So 5 plus 0 minus 0 is 5. 3 minus 0 plus 0 is 3. 5 divided by 3. Stop there. Do not write 1.66. Now this is a similar question, but it has one extra step. Now use this. Square root of a equal to a equal to square root of a square. Put this x plus 1 inside. You'll get like this. Now take the common square root, x square divided by this. Again divide by x square. You will get this and this. Now you know how to take the limit. You have to do some algebra in all your calculus questions, sometimes in the beginning of the question, sometimes in the end of the question, end of your answer, beginning of the answer and end of the answer. So you can write this like this. Now take the limit, take the up limit, take the down limit. 1 plus 0, 1 plus 0 whole square. This is 1, this is 1, square root of 1 is 1. Take the positive square root. This is how you will be doing it. Now this question is little more difficult, but we can do it. Limit x going to minus infinity, x power 4 minus 5 divided by 2x cube. Look, here the power is 4, here the power is 3. Big number divided by another big number, you have to check what is going to happen. Now the one way to do is divide by x cube. Divide by the lower power. This is x power 3 is down, so divide by that. You will get this. X minus 5 by x cube and this. Now this is minus infinity minus 0 This 2 will be as it is. When you take the limit up and the limit down, you'll get 2 minus 0 plus 0. Look at the previous questions. Now minus infinity by 2. If you divide a big number by 2, you will get a big number. So we'll again write minus infinity. Actually, in mathematics, these two last steps is not good to write this. I have written this for your understanding. Mathematics, we are not allowed to write like that. But for your understanding, I have written it. So big number divided by 2 is another big number. If the big number is negative, copy the minus sign. Now again, we have to do the same thing here. Take the limit inside. Now before you take the limit inside, you divide by x cube. You can also divide by x square, but better to divide by x power 3, what is down. You get this, you get this, you get this algebra here. You get finally 1 by x minus 7 by x squared, 2 plus this. Now this will be 0, this will be 0, this will not be 0, these two will be 0. So you'll get 0 minus 0 divided by 2 plus 0 minus 0, 0 by 2, square root of 0 is 0. So do these steps carefully, we'll be discussing them again in the class. Now next question. Evaluate the limit x going to 3 plus 1 divided by x minus 3. What's the meaning of 3 plus? 3 plus means x is greater than 3 plus. 3 plus means x is more than 3. So 3 plus minus 3 is positive, a small number but positive. 1 divided by a small positive number is plus infinity. In the next question, it will become minus infinity. Now here 3 minus means x is less than 3, 3 minus minus 3 is less than 0. So 1 divided by a small negative number is minus infinity. Now in your math and physics, some functions are given like that. F of x equal to x square minus 1, x is less than 3, f of x equal to 2x, x greater or equal to. Read these questions carefully. 3 is the meeting point. X less than 3, x more than 3. Now we have to find the value of a for which the function is continuous. Now what are the rules for continuity? There are three rules. Left limit equal to right limit equal to value. Now let's calculate. Left limit is 3 square minus 1. This is left, this is right. 3 square minus 1, which is 9 minus 1, 8. The right limit is 2 into a into 3, which is 6a. Value is f of 3, which is the value will come from here, not from here, because there is no equal to here. Value means equal. So this equal to will give you the value. So f of 3 is 2a into 3, which is 6a. So left limit equal to right limit equal to value. So 6a equal to 8, a equal to 8 by 6 equal to 4 by 3. No need to write 1.33. You can just write 4 by 3 and stop. So what we have done is we have used this idea, left limit equal to right limit equal to value. If the three are different or two are different, then the function is not continuous. We want the function to be continuous, so we find a value of a. Now we are at the last question of this video. F of x equal to bx plus 2, x is less than or equal to. So this has two things, less and equal to. Here it is more. X is more than 2. Don't worry about the 5. How much more? Do not worry. 2 is less than x, x is more than 2. Find the value of b such that this function is continuous. Left limit equal to right limit equal to value. Left limit is this, equal to, and left limit. The value will come from bx plus 2. So the left limit is b into 2 plus 2, which is 2b plus 2. Right limit is this x square plus 3b. 2 square plus 3b, this is equal to 4 plus 3b. The value of f of 2 is b into 2 plus 2, which is 2b plus 2. So all these three things should be equal because left limit equal to right limit equal to value. So we solve for it. 2b equal to 2b plus 2, left limit equal to right limit, which is 4 plus 3b. Now take the 3b this side, 2b minus 3b equal to 4 minus 2. You solve this equation by whatever method, you will get b equal to minus 2. Just last question. This is the actual last question. Now discuss the continue. So this function will be continuous only if b equal to minus 2. If you put any other answer for b, it will not be continuous. Any other number you can test. Because these three things should be equal together. Now here, less, more. Less means left limit, more means right limit, equal means value. Left limit equal to 3 into 1 minus 5, 3 minus 5 minus 2. Right limit 1 cube minus 2, 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So these two are not equal, some problem is there. Value check, f of 1 equal to minus 2, given in the question. F of 1 is minus 2, equal means minus 2. Equal means value. So left limit is not equal to right limit, and right limit is not equal to value. We are having two times this problem. So the function is not continuous at x equal to 1. Below 1 no problem, above 1 no problem. But at x equal to 1 there is a big problem, the function is not continuous. We'll discuss these things again in the class. Please look at the video before the class. We'll discuss these things in next 2 or 3 classes inshallah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.